Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as you know that in my last video I finished revision of chapter 1 of Snapshot, the summer of the white beautiful horse. Today in this video we are going to revise chapter 2, the address written by Marga Minko. Okay dear students, so today once again, as we have discussed many times this chapter, line by line explanation was done in online classes. We have discussed, then again with the help of PowerPoint presentation we have gone through this chapter. So I think this is the fourth time we are going through this chapter. So I want each and every one of you to be very attentive. Okay, let us go through this chapter and discuss it in detail. Okay, so once again we are going to go through this chapter through the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, with the help of PowerPoint presentation we will try to understand the chapter in detail. Let us begin. So let us begin, dear students. The address by Marga Minko. So the address which in this story is talked about is Darling, house number 46, Marconi Street. So this address has been discussed in this story. About the writer, Marga Minko, a pseudonym of Sarah Menko, born on 31st March 1920, is a Dutch journalist and writer. Her real surname was Menko, but an official accidentally switched the first vowel. She was born in Gineken to an Orthodox Jewish family. In 1957, Minko published her first book, Het Bitter Kruid, that is, The Bitter Herb. Objective of the lesson. A striking feature of this story is the sheer ease with which the author has portrayed a multitude of emotions, right from betrayal to melancholy and everything in between. The story by Marga Minko, a Dutch journalist, reiterates the fact that dwelling in the past only ends up adding to the emotional turmoil a person might be going through in his or her life. The story further brings to light that as soon as we accept something and move on in life, the better we are bound to feel. Accepting something not only makes us feel better emotionally, it also helps us to concentrate on the opportunities that might come our way in the not so distant future. Theme of the lesson. The address by Marga Minko revolves around the theme of crisis that we as an individual encounter in our daily life. War brings destruction, pain, and loss of lives which impact humans in various ways. However, this story speaks about the narrator and mothers, how they are disrupted due to war. Introduction of the lesson. The story is about the human predicament that follows the pre-war and post-war period. Mrs. S. Jeffs was a rich lady, whereas Mrs. Darling was a non-Jeffs. non-Jewish. The girl, daughter of Mrs. S, had lost her house in her mother during the war, and now she had decided to make back to take her possessions from Mrs. Darling, an acquaintance whose address was given by her mother years ago. When she reached the house, the woman treated her with a cold reception and didn't let her into the house. Yes, she decided to go back anyway, and then she met her daughter, who let her in and told her to wait inside. When she saw all the possessions in front of her, the objects evoked the memories of her old life, and she decides to leave them all behind and resolves to move. Now, dear students, in this slide you can see how war in Holland took place, how the houses and people, houses were destroyed and people were killed. So you can see here the students, the houses are burning and how the people are being killed. Mrs. S, you should give all of your precious items to me, as you might be asked to leave any time, and you shall lose everything. Mrs. Darling, are you sure? Mrs. Darling said, are you sure about this, as you might get in trouble for helping a Jewish family? Mrs. S, it is complete fine by me. After all, a friend need is a friend indeed. So here it's a conversation between Mrs. S and Mrs. Darling. Mrs. S, the narrator's mother, and Mrs. Darling, the neighbor of the narrator, who took all her belongings, and to take back her belongings, the narrator visited the place once again post-war. So once again from the beginning, let us go through the conversation. Mrs. S, you should give all your precious items to me, as you might be asked to leave any time, and you shall lose everything. Mrs. Darling, are you sure about this, as you might get in trouble for helping a Jewish family? Mrs. S, it's a complete fine by me. After all, a friend in need is a friend indeed. I insist you store your belongings at my house at Marconi Street, house number 26. Thanks, Mrs. Darling, for helping me out. I could have not asked for a bigger favor. After the war, dear student, you can see in this slide, Mrs. S is dead, but her daughter survives. Her daughter decided to bring back her mother's belongings from Mrs. Darling. Mrs. Darling acts like she doesn't know her and avoids her. The girl tries to get her belongings back, but when she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her old life. She decides to leave them all behind and resolves to move. And she left. Now, summary of the chapter, the first part 1, the first meeting. In the beginning of the story, it is narrated how the protagonist was given a cold reception when she went to her native place, after the war in search of her mother's belongings. After ringing the bell of house number 46 in Marconi Street, a woman opened the door. On being introduced, the woman kept staring at her in silence. There was no sign of recognition on her face. The woman was wearing her mother's green knitted cardigan. The narrator could understand that she had made no mistake. She asked the woman whether she knew her mother. The woman could not deny this. The narrator wanted to talk to her for some time, but the woman cautiously closed the door. The narrator stopped there for some time and then left the place. Part 2, Remembering the Past. In the subsequent sections, the memories of the narrator's bygone days come to light. Her mother had provided the address years ago during the war. She went her home for a few days. She could find that various things were missing. At that time, her mother told her about Mrs. Dorling. She happened to be an old acquaintance of the narrator's mother. Lately, she had renewed contact with her and had been coming there regularly. Even time she left their house, she took something home with her. She told that she wanted to save all their nice possessions. The next day, the narrator saw Mrs. Dorling going out of their house with a heavy suitcase. She had a fleeting glimpse of Mrs. Dorling's face. She asked her mother whether the woman lived far away. At that time, the narrator's mother told about the address number 46, Marconi Street. After many days, after the war, the narrator was curious to take record of the possessions that must still be at number 46 Marconi Street. With this intention, she went to the given address. Now, part 3, the second visit. The concluding parts of the story describes the second visit of the narrator. As the narrator's first visit yielded no result, so she planned to go once again. Interestingly, a girl of 15 opened the door to her. Her mother was not at home. The narrator expressed her wish to wait for her. The girl accompanied her to the passage. The narrator saw an old-fashioned iron candle holder hanging next to a mirror. The girl made her sit in the living room and went inside. The narrator was horrified to find herself in a room she knew and did not know. She found herself in the midst of familiar things which she longed to see again, but which troubled her in the strange atmosphere. She had no courage to look around her, but she no longer had desire to possess them. She got up, walked to the door, and left the room. She resolved to forget the address and moved on. Now, important questions. So, as we have practiced many questions already, so you may also note down these questions and these value point of the answers. Here some value points have been suggested. You can go through them and you can also note them down. So I am showing here once again. Okay, dear students, so these value points are very fruitful for you. After going through these value points, you can easily remember the chapter. Okay, so dear students, now I am going to show you the another slide which will provide you the more information about this chapter. So now dear students, let us once again discuss the chapter in deeply with the help of this PDF. Okay, so as you know, we have been discussing about chapter 2, the address by Marga Minko. Introduction of the lesson as we have just gone through. Let us go through once again in detail. Marga Minko is the pen name of the prominent Dutch Jewish writer Sarah Menko, who was born in the Netherlands in 1920. She started her career as a journalist with a newspaper in the Netherlands. Due to her Jewish identity, Minko was forced to go into hiding during the Second World War, when Germany invaded the Netherlands in 1940. She was the lone member of her family to survive in Holocaust. Holocaust means, destruction. The Holocaust, which involved the systematic persecution of Jews in Europe, led to the death of over 75% Dutch Jews between 1940 to 1945. Those who survived lost their families and homes and underwent immense trauma. Most of Minko's works are set against the backdrop and are informed by her own experiences and that of other Jews during the war. Her first novel was Bitter Herbs, the story of a young girl who loses her whole family in the war. Some of her other works are The Other Side and An Empty House. The story, The Address, is about a woman's visit to the house of an old acquaintance of her mother's after the Second World War. She goes there to reclaim her mother's belongings, but ultimately changes her mind and leaves without taking anything with her. The story reveals the impact of war on individuals, the difficulty of coming to terms with the losses caused by it. It also comments on the futility of clinging on the old onto the old memories. What does name Holocaust mean? Noun, Holocaust mean a great or complete devastation or destruction, especially by fire. A sacrifice consumed by fire. The Holocaust, the systematic mass slaughter of European Jews in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. It also means any reckless destruction of life. The Holocaust, as you can see here, the destruction which is caused by fire. So this is the Holocaust. you can see how heart wrenching it is. Okay, these pictures, you can see these pictures are of uh, you know during World War II. So here, dear students, you can see. So here you can see the dead bodies, dear students. So really, though, this is called Holocaust. This destruction in which you can see the many people have been killed in World War II. Key themes: the effects of war. The major theme that runs through this story, as with most of the works of Marga Minko, is the effects of war on people. For some people, like the narrator's family, war destroys everything: families, houses, and other things which are valuable to them. Even ordinary things like good bread or an undisturbed night's sleep stand out as signs or normalcy. The story also shows that war can bring out the worst in some people. Mrs. Dowling misuses the fears brought about by the war to take away the narrator's mother's possessions. Loss of identity and belongingness. A related theme that runs through the story is that of the identity crisis people face after war. This is why the narrator is afraid of returning to familiar places and looking at familiar things, because they would only remind her painful of people. Remind her painfully. All the things would only remind her painfully of people and places that were no longer there. Eventually, when the narrator does see her mother's things again, she feels alienated rather than feeling happy. Futility of clinging to memories. The narrator also comments on the futility on clinging to memories. In the end, the narrator seems to realize that reclaiming her mother's expensive antiques would not help her come to terms with the losses caused by the war. Hence, she decides to leave behind not just the objects but also the memories associated with them. The story is about human predicament and follows the pre-war and post-war period. Here in the map, dear students, you can see in the world map Germany where it took place. So now, dear students, already line by line explanation have been done. So I am not going to once again revise you. I am not going to explain line by line. So here, dear students, you yourself can go through the lines. Okay. Here hard words and their meanings also have been mentioned. So we have discussed important points of the chapters, summary of the chapters. Now hard words and their meanings also have been discussed here. And this is the house which has been described in this chapter. Just I am showing you the slides. So dear students, as story, these are the hard words and their meanings. You can note it down. as we are not going to once again to read out the whole story and explain, because already we have done it many times, and just now we have gone through a detailed summary of the chapter, so need not to go through it. Those who haven't written the hard words and their meanings, they can write down. So dear students, you can see how during those days these slogans and in such a way news were coming in the newspapers. So some pictures of those times when the people were living in the hiding. The same you have also read in your class 10th book. It is from the diary of Anne Frank. So the same thing has been described there. So how they were living in their hiding, their students, you can see. There are some narrators, mother's belonging which Mr. Dowling had taken from her house, you can see here in the picture, which she dared not to bring back. Okay, so what is the irony in this chapter, dear students? The ending of the story is ironic. The reader expects the narrator to fight for her rightful ownership of the belongings. Instead, the narrator leaves without even meeting Mrs. Dowling and resolves never to return. So this is the irony in this chapter. Now, dear students, your NCERT questions which have been asked in your NCERT and their answers. So already all the things we have discussed. So here, have you come back? Said the woman. I thought that no one had come back. Does the statement give some clue about the story? If yes, what is it? The quoted statement gives us a clue about the story. It means that the two families were acquaintances who knew each other and stayed nearby. During the war, many families left the lands to take refuge in another place, while some of the families stayed back at the same place. Mrs. Dowling thought that her family of Mrs. S died during the war, and that is why she gave such a cold reaction to the girl who came to visit her. The story is divided into pre-war and post-war times. What hardships do you think the girl underwent during these times? So the story is based on the pre-war and post-war period. The family of the girl was rich before the war, and they had valuable possessions in their house. When the war started, Mrs. Dowling established contact with them and started visiting them again. She started taking the possessions with her whenever she would visit, as she believed if they would leave the place, such things should not be wasted. The thing suffered a lot. Her mother died and she had to live in a rented place. She found it really difficult to go back to the place where her childhood was spent, and she wanted her belongings back. When she went to meet Mrs. Dowling, she noticed how the things were arranged in a tasteless manner. She could no longer connect to them, and she lost her interest in them, and partly she was afraid. The girl finally decided to leave the house and forget the address. Why did the narrator of the story want to forget the address? Mrs. Dowling kept the valuable items in her house until the war was over, as she didn't want them to lose during the war. in case they decided to leave the place. Her mother gave her the address, Mrs. Darling, 46 Marconi Street. She remembered the address and decided to visit her anyway. She was afraid to visit the place again as it brought back many past memories. When she saw all the possessions, they were arranged in a tasteless manner, and she lost interest in them. She could not connect with the things and thought that she would not stay at the house any longer. She would destroy the good memories she had with those items. She finally decided to forget the address and not to bag that place. The address is a story of human predicament that follows war comment. The war always brings a lot of suffering to human beings. It brings them both destruction and death. The address is based on the same theme. During the war, all the belongings were taken by Mrs. Darling, who promised to keep them safe. The mother of the protagonist died, and all the possessions were left with the acquaintance. Years later, the girl decided to visit the house whose address was given by her mother years ago. The woman showed no sympathy to her and took the time to even recognize her. She thought everyone in her family had died. The girl wanted to take back her belongings. She didn't allow the girl to enter the house. She seemed like a woman who didn't have any human emotions. So the war leaves the world desolated and it cannot be healed. So it's all about the chapter, dear students. We have discussed the chapter in details. We have discussed all the question answers. So already line by line explanation has been done. So I think now each and everything is clear regarding this chapter. So thank you students for watching this video. See you tomorrow in the next video.